Hi, folks. Welcome to Crisco's Corner. Unfiltered commentary. And that's your truth, the real truth. Please like, share, and subscribe. And as always, thank you for your support. Welcome back. From Fox News, Portland's Democratic mayor begs public to unmask members of self-described anarchist mob. I'm also asking for your help to take a stand to take our city back, Mayor Ted Wheeler said. Now, I don't know if Ted Wheeler is the dumbest, moronic mayor, major city mayor in the country, or he's the slimiest, sleaziest Democrat mayor in the country. And that's quite a statement considering it's such a huge, high bar. Let's read on. Portland Mayor Ted Wheeler Friday called for the city's residents to assist authorities in the reference to unmasked members of the self-described anarchist mob who have engaged in acts of violence and vandalism in recent months. Why don't we start, Mayor Wheeler, with all the basically, I'll call them terrorists that you booked, photographed, and then you and your DA let go. Yeah, you got all kinds of pictures, you genius. Democrat extended a state of emergency in Portland through Monday amid concerns about potential unrest following the trial of Derek Chauvin. The former Minneapolis police officer found guilty, and you know the rest. The Portland mayor asked the public to come forward with any information on members of the anarchist group. You have a lot of their pictures. Why don't you sit down with Homeland Security and the FBI, you idiot? The city's beginning to recover. Horse crap. It's not recovering. It's recovering from your draconian lockdowns and your lack of enforcing the law. But self-described anarchists who engaged in regular criminal destruction don't want things to open up to recover, Wheeler said. No kidding, you idiot. They want to prevent us from doing the work of making a better Portland for everyone. They want to burn, they want to bash. This is the same moron that walked with rioters / terrorists, got punched in the face, and then when he heard gunshots in the background and explosions, rushed into a building like a coward after he was walking with them and marching with them, ran the building like a coward, and then had his police chief say there wasn't a lawful assembly. You know what? It gets to a point, you reap what you sow. I understand that the mayoral race in November in Portland was Ted Wheeler, an even farther left candidate. All right, I get it. Both the choices sucked. She picked the one that sucked the least. I get that part. Where's the Republican Party? Where's the Republican Party in Portland, a major city in Oregon? Where are they? They should have had a decent candidate. And by the way, police officers in Portland, I know this is a lot to ask. I know the crap you got to eat. And I know that they spit in your face and the mayor spits in your face and so does the city council. I get it. I used to be a city councilman here in upstate New York in the early 2000s. I get it. When your city council is hugely anti-police, I get it. But you got families to feed. You have a pension to keep. I get all that stuff. But it gets to a point where you say the heck with it. Now, I know in New York State, you get to keep your pension if you go to a different municipality in New York State. I'm assuming Oregon's the same. Start putting applications in smaller municipalities, especially way out in eastern Oregon, where they respect police, where they think police are there to protect them. Imagine that. Portland has contained within months of violent demonstrations and clashes since Floyd's death last May. Last Monday, a group of about 80 people caused nearly $20,000 worth of property damage to a Boys and Girls Club in northeast Portland, which is a very high minority area. Oh, so they got pissed when you went after their Boys and Girls Club in their minority community. But the businesses, and many of them will say were minority owned, when they trashed the crap out of them and caused hundreds of millions of dollars worth of damage, here was that group's answer. Crickets. Unbelievable hypocrites. They allowed it to happen because it disrupted the country last year for one simple reason, the November election. So let's cut through all the crap before we all drown in it. On the previous Friday, police declared a riot and reports of gunshots, broken windows of the First Christian Church, and anti-police graffiti at the Arlene Schneitzer Concert Hall, the Oregonian reported. Wheeler expressed support for Portland police to use all legal strategies. You a-hole. I like to use the language I really want to use, but unfortunately the algorithm will probably pick that up. To prevent further violence or property damage, you walked with the rioters and looters. You marched with them. You held back police on doing their job. Candidly, a controversial tactic in which police surround a crowd to confine it to one area and was one of the approved strategies. How the hell is that controversial? The mayor noted that the local Black Lives Matter leaders have already stepped forward to denounce these self-described anarchists. My God, you effing hypocrites. Most of the Black Lives Matter protesters and other protesters that were there were giving cover to the anarchists. I'll even go along and say what they say. A small percent. A small percent of BLM members and a small percent of Antifa. But the other 95% knew what they were doing and gave them cover. So they're just as guilty. And that's the best case scenario. The worst case is you knew about it, you didn't give a crap. Wheeler said he would work with local authorities to arrest and prosecute those who commit acts of violence. Yeah, because they were useful idiots to you. Chaos was your friend. It was an election year. And now you tell everybody, hey, guys, the election's over. Come on. Can you pull back now? Moron. It's like taking a car at the top of a hill, putting it in neutral and pushing it. Then where it goes, where you don't want it to go, you go, whoa, stop. No, you're the idiot that started this. Well, in hours of Wheeler's public plea, police declared a riot in the North Sea part of the city after rioters began damaging buildings. 2 people were arrested. I go back and forth between you get what you vote for, you get the government you deserve, and then one day I go back on, what about the other 35-40% of people that are normal or conservative people that are in Portland? Why shall they have to put up with it? And they don't have the means, or their whole lives are in Portland and they really don't want to move out of the area, or they just simply can't afford it, or they're too old. Why should they bother? I go back and forth. But it gets to a point where, folks, you keep voting in these idiots. This is the same Ted Wheeler. This is the same moron that when these anarchists, now he's so strongly against, actually occupied the lobby of his condominium. It started a fire. So what did this genius do? He didn't call the police to take him out of there. He just left the condominium building and let all his neighbors deal with that crap while he went somewhere else. Why are you people voting for these idiots? This isn't about Democrat, Republican strategy and philosophy and ideology. This is about being a effing nutbar, lunatic progressive. You want to vote for that? It's what you did. I'm sorry you did. And I'm sorry the choices you had were both lousy for mayor. But the fact of the matter is you allowed this to grow and you allowed this to fester in Oregon for decades. And now you reap what you sow. I'm sorry to the normal people in Portland. I truly, truly am. But by saying nothing and doing nothing, How many protests were in Portland to protest the rioting, Antifa, and the rioting for Black Lives Matter? How many? Zero. Well, we can't, John. We're afraid. Antifa will beat us up or burn us or burn our houses down, or I'll get fired from my job, or I will. Well, you know what? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You want to gain something, but you're not willing to risk anything. You want to go into the casino and have it guaranteed no matter what you do, you'll break even or win. Sorry, the world doesn't work like that. I know it's tough. I know it's hard. We'll see what this idiot does next. And that was the police chief. I would quietly talk to all my officers and say, guys, the decent ones, get the hell out of here. Go to Eastern Oregon where they respect police, where they treat police with decency and honor like they do everywhere else outside of big cities. Until next time, folks, goodbye and good luck.